Let's talk about the Timberwolves. So we were watching a game
at Cigar Bar.
Yeah, Cigar Bar. Because Spike, I'm trying to say Spike. They said he ain't watched the game since the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Vancouver.
But
country.
They were playing the Bucks.
Yes.
Had a lead at halftime.
Yep.
Completely went crazy and blew it.
Yes.
Got back within 6 though.
Yep.
Couldn't finish the job.
Lost the game.
You said this is why you don't believe in them.
Yes. So
are you concerned about them holding on to the number 1 seed? And if they do hold it, are you concerned about them in the first round?
It depends on who their matchup is. So they definitely don't want to see the Lakers. I think that they can bully the Golden State Warriors, but obviously they still have championship medal. So that's just no cakewalk. I think that they'll probably hold the number 1 seed because Denver don't care about the number 1 seed. Denver cares about being healthy. When you've already won a championship, it's not about quote unquote being the best. Get to the dance. And when we get to the dance, we'll be fine.
When did that change?
Spurs.
Because the Warriors always wanted to.
Well, but
Jordan, yeah.
But the Warriors
LeBron.
were a different type of dynasty.
LeBron changed it. Because it was like LeBron. It
I just need to get
didn't matter for LeBron.
Yeah, I just need to
when
get
he was
in.
in the East.
Yep.
Pre Miami, yes. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of where Denver is right now, I don't think that they're really concerned with getting the number 1 seed. They just want home court advantage as long as possible, get there healthy. OKC and Minnesota, they're gunning for the number 1 seed because what they're trying to do is establish who they are in this league and set a bar so that way that they can always be measured against their own bar. I think Minnesota will finish number 1. They're healthy right now. Obviously, Edwards is amazing. But breaking down that game, Ken, and we saw it live together, you saw that Minnesota, and this goes for all younger teams, and obviously I know Minnesota got some vets. You call Karl Anthony Towns a vet, but he has no playoff nothing. Rudy Gobert hasn't done nothing in the playoffs, but he is a vet. The only one that you can really rely on is Mike Conley. But Mike Conley is also a diminished version of what he once was with the Memphis Grizzlies, right? All that being said, when it gets tight and those possessions slow up, and at the end of the day, when you're playing playoff basketball, I'm playing you potentially 7 times. I know what you want to do. I know what your strengths and weaknesses are. How are you going to overcome those things? We saw systematically Milwaukee get stops and buckets when they needed to. Why? Because the only person on that team, for the most part, that doesn't have that championship medal is Dame. Everybody else, for the most part, Robin Lopez or Brooke Lopez or both of the Lopezes, they won a championship there. Giannis, we already know, had a 50-piece in a championship game to seal it, right? I know Chris Middleton didn't play, but at the end of the day, can that core, they know what to do. And Doc has won a championship. You know how we feel about Doc. I feel like everybody feels about Doc. But at the end of the day, they have championship medal. And the Minnesota Timberwolves do not. That's the reason why I say I don't believe in OKC going into the playoffs, depending in that first round who they match up against.
You say OKC or Timberwolves?
Either one. They're both young teams that have not gotten their ass whooped in the playoffs yet. They're talented, immensely talented, but what experience are you going to draw on when what you want to do gets taken away, and then the second thing you want to do gets taken away? Can you get to your third, fourth, and fifth option? Can you do that? They have no. Look at what happened in Sacramento last year.
Yeah,
what happened to them?
Timberwolves, or you think OKC going to get it?
I think OKC is going to win the number one seed.
But they're 7 games above them, though.
No, they're tied.
They're tied right now.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? I'm thinking in the East.
I'm
thinking the East.
The difference between 1 and 2 is Boston, the same as 1 and 8
it's Boston
in the West.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Boston is up 7 games.
Yeah, seven. They're up 7.5 games.
Gotcha.
1 to 8 is 7.5 in the West. The problem that they're both going to face, though, is they're going to fight to the finish. They're both going hard trying to get the number 1 seed. The playoffs start. These other teams, like you said, Denver,
veteran teams.
All right, y'all ready now? All right, I'm ready. Let's lace them up. And y'all they're out trying to run down the stretch. Y'all don't know. They don't know how to pace themselves. They're not ready for these 7-game series. And that 7, 8, 9, 10 team this year is flip flop. So you got like those teams that would normally be at the top, at the bottom, but These guys, they pace themselves, they get ready for the playoffs, and they go out there and do what they're supposed to do. I'm scared to death. If I'm Minnesota, scared to death of playing Golden State because you got Steph. If you play in Dallas, I'm scared to death to play Dallas because you got Luka and Kyrie. If I'm playing the Lakers, I'm scared to death because I got LeBron and AD. These are all playoff teams, playoff metal. These guys are ready to go, and we young, we're inexperienced. Yeah, you got a couple people with some experience, but these guys aren't really like we said. Cat ain't ready for that.
Nah.
So yeah, they in trouble.
Cat ain't ready to defend a number one seed.
No, not at all. Not against the likes of those guys.
What type of playoff success has he ever had?
I'm asking.
Yeah, they ain't got Pat Bev this year. That's the missing piece.
So y'all would expect them. Y'all would bet y'all money that they would lose their first round game.
Depending on the matchup.
Yeah, it still depends on the matchup, but I don't have that faith to bet my money that they win it.
Yeah, 100%.
Even as a number 1 or 2 seed.
Doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
Playoffs don't matter.
They got some experience, right?
They have some experience.
Mike Conley?
They played. I mean, they played last year down
Rudy
the stretch.
Gobert?
Who did they play in the first round last year?
I don't know.
They did that play-in game. That's what they would barking all about.
Yeah, because they won that game against Paul George. Wasn't it Paul George? Was it?
It might have been the Clippers.
Clippers?
Yeah, it might have been the Clippers.
But yeah, that's still not enough. That's not enough to go out. The pressure of being the number 1 seed or even the number 2 seed against those.
Y'all are
vets
saying that
like
because they're
scary.
young,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
because they're not talented.
No.
Extremely talented.
Yeah, they're talented.
Extremely talented.
You got to be talented to be
You
up that high.
In
The
playoffs.
Nuggets. I think they played the Nuggets last year.
Who did they beat
I
in
think
that
Golly-
playing game?
Yeah. The Nuggets. Yeah, the Nuggets. Minnesota got swept by the Nuggets.
No.
Gentlemen sweep by the Nuggets.
No, I'm
That's
saying
what
Who
Rob
did
said
they
in
beat?
Golly-
No.
Who did they beat to play the
I-
Nuggets? To play the Nuggets.
Clippers.
The Clippers it was. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I remember Paul George.
So that's experience, bro.
It's experience in a playing game, but not in
No. They got swept by the Nuggets in the first round.
But I'm saying they haven't won anything. So
No. I'm going more
He's
off
just saying
people's
that they've
point,
had the
saying they need to
experience.
get to the playoffs to get that growing pains and experience of losing and suffering defeat.
And he's saying they played the world champions
So that's
last year.
already happened.
I'm saying that I'm saying it was the experience of winning in these big games. But these, like I said, this is different. It would be different if you coming in without the pressure of a number 1 seed. If I was a 7 or 8 seed as a Minnesota Timberwolves team, I ain't got no
Playing
pressure.
with house money.
Yeah, I'm playing with house money at that point. But if I'm coming in as number 1 seed and I got to play Steph,
I feel like I got Anthony Edwards, a young superstar. I got Cat, who feel like he revolutionized the game with this position. He said that I didn't. He said that. And I traded for Gobert. If I get the number 1 seed, I feel like I deserve that.
I'm not saying that you
I
don't.
feel like if I'm going into that as a GM or the owner, I think I should win that series.
I feel
don't
you.
give- yeah.
However, and then I
And
don't
it may have
bet,
been
but if I was a
OKC.
betting man and you're going against the Lakers, I put my money on the Lakers. I'm gonna put my money on you.
And it was OKC. They beat OKC. We get a correction in the chat.
Okay.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, to what you were going, Minnesota does have more experience than OKC does. You know, again, depending on the matchup, Minnesota should and could win their first round. I don't know who it's going to be just yet. OKC, I will put more money against them than I would Minnesota because they have zero playoff experience, and all of them cats is young. All of them.
even with Shea, even
I
with
would
Shea
say
doing-
even with Shea.
SGA. I put my money on SGA over anybody, so I still would take OKC over
Wait.
Minnesota.
Is Shea the best player between, like, if
Yes.
you add all the players from Minnesota and
Yes.
Oklahoma City, Shea is
100%.
better than Anthony Edwards?
100%.
I don't think Shea is
What?
better.
Because I'm hearing inexperience. I'm hearing not know how to win. I'm hearing they need to get beat. And then I hear Shelton say you're going to take SGA, who doesn't meet any of those qualifications.
Over those two, I was saying out of those two squads, I still
Who's the
think
best
that
player?
SGA is the best player
Oh.
in the
Over
in the whole.
Edwards. He better than Edwards.
Yes.
And Cat.
Yes.
I think
But
Yes.
that don't mean he'll win a playoff round.
No.
I think Ant is better, but I think SGA is playing better right now.
No, I think
He's having a better season.
What?
SGA is
Overall, you
is,
think Anthony
SGA
Edwards
is
is
Yeah, I
in
think-
the MVP consideration at
No,
this point.
100%.
And
And-
Ant has a higher ceiling, but he's not as good as SGA
And that's what I'm
Right
saying.
now.
right now. No,
Right now, SGA is playing way better basketball. The game has you could tell the game is slow. Like this dude
for way longer.
For longer, exactly. So SGA is just now scratching the surface of that ceiling where there's nowhere
still
near
got
it.
work to do.
I like the question. Somebody, let me get the right person. I think that's actually a good question. RBG Court. Is Anthony Edwards fool's gold? Or is he really like that?
He's really like that. It's mentality. You can have all of the basketball skill in the world, but when you get in pressure situations, do you really want it? Are you willing to take what comes with missing that shot? Because it takes mental fortitude. Spike, I always bring this up. It was at my house last year when it was Game 7 for the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat. And before the game started, what did I tell you? Miami was going to win that game because Jason Tatum mentally does not have it. He has all the fucking skill in the world. You talking about 6'8", handle, pull-up game, back to the basket game, athletic ability, but doesn't have this. What did they do? They lost. Anthony Edwards has this. What he needs is just more playoff experience.
What makes you say he has that?
What? So coming into the NBA, remember I spoke very highly about Anthony Edwards when he was a rookie.
Even then, he played at Georgia, bro.
I got you. Hold on. I'm gonna paint the picture for you. One of the things that I loved about him was he started off as a football player, not a basketball player. Mentally, you got to have a whole different mindset to go play football. Physical, you know that you're gonna get hurt. You want that. You're searching for that. Football, there's no way that you can hide from contact, right? So that's number one.
Which is why he playing basketball.
He's just like LeBron. Just like LeBron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's not a knock, but it's just like,
okay.
Also, we can
Allen Iverson
as much. All I'm saying, as much allocates if you give him for playing that, you can also say
no,
he still didn't.
Not necessarily
he didn't do that.
See, Spike, like you want to play, this devil advocate, but that's bullshit because
he's not a football player. FIFO, you trying to like paint him as this tough guy being a football player? He's not. That's all I'm saying. Because if he was, he'd be playing football.
No. What you can do is have that mentality as a football player and translate it to the basketball court. The three players that I just named to you are tough guys.
LeBron don't have a football mentality.
Yeah, he does.
LeBron James?
Yes.
Go ahead.
100%.
LeBron James do not have a football.
100%.
No,
yes.
LeBron James.
He's an Iron Man.
Allen Iverson does. Allen Iverson does. That was a good
people
point.
Don't misconstrue his whining at times.
I didn't say nothing about any of that.
But that's what you're
all I said was
that's what you're saying without saying it.
You don't think that them boys have to ice up?
When I look at LeBron James, I don't think that he has a football mentality.
You don't think the boys have to ice up after playing LeBron?
Exactly. LeBron doesn't shy away from contact.
Absolutely not.
LeBron plays many games as possible.
Yes.
This dude is an Iron Man. He plays through pain. He told AD, "Hey, bro, the little ankle bothering you, play through that shit. What is you doing?" That's tough mentality. Anyway, you're driving me off of my point. He went to UGA, and what did they do? He got him to the tournament. Is that not mental toughness? I know that I'm against all of these other teams and squads that you guys get these one and dones. And guess what? I drugged this team to the damn tournament, and we did something. For the first time in a very long time, you talked about UGA basketball, right? Yeah. Then he gets drafted to Minnesota, where it's supposed to be Cat's team. From the moment he stepped on that court, it was his team. And then you know what was the cherry on top when I knew that mentally, okay, he has it? He started checking all of the boxes up until this point. The Olympics. When he went there and Steve Kerr was like, well, D-Wade came off the bench and, for Kobe. And he said, well, we ain't got no Kobe. And if you watch those games, the player that saved them from losing some of them games was him because he wanted it. Yeah, and we saw it last year in the playoffs.
That's a good point.
We saw it last year in the playoffs. That team has elevated because of him. We knew that Cat was as soft as butter when Jimmy went in there with the second and third string dudes and said put all of the starters together and he bust them. Who?
Anthony
he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
No,
he was at UGA.
Yeah. No, you brought up a great point with the Olympics because I saw. Yeah, that is an amazing point.
So to me,
I don't know if it translates to the playoffs, but that is
100%.
It should, and I hope so for his sake. because they're gonna need it. My only fear for them was the other guys. I worry more about what Rudy Gobert is going to, because he's always been a weak spot. But Rudy in particular, because we saw what he used to do. He was a Jazz killer. When he played with the Jazz, it was always him getting ISO'd on and getting his ass bust, and that's what got them knocked out when he was with the Jazz.
And not just that. What on the offensive side, they put a small guy to guard him because he's not looking to score.
Not a threat. He's not a threat.
So they're playing 4 on 5 on offense.
So I look at him. I look at Mike Conley and what he brings to the table. He's gonna have to step his game up, and we're gonna have to see, because somebody's gonna have to, like I said, if they playing Golden State, one of the guards, Steph, they got to at least contest. So what these other guys do is gonna be just as important as what Ant brings to the table. So
100%.
I ain't really worried about Ant. I'm more worried about the other stuff.
Ant is gonna do Ant things. Ant is going to, I think, in these playoffs, make himself more of a household name if he isn't already.
This is opportunity.
But this is that opportunity, especially if you could go take down the LeBron James. Because LeBron, look, LeBron, and obviously they got swept by the Denver Nuggets as well. But in that game 4, what did LeBron do? Wasn't it a 30, 40-point triple-double? So if LeBron is going to put that type of effort and Ant can match that and beat that squad, bro, you elevate big time.
And the All-Star game could have helped out too, because Ant caught a lot of flack from other NBA players and the NBA alumni for the fact that he didn't make any type of effort in that game. They were disappointed in him, which they were disappointed in all of them. But they talked about him in specific.
Because he's supposed to be different.
And
Kevin Garnett said that was the veterans' fault. Did y'all see that?
I agree with him.
I agree too. But I saw a couple people. I saw Draymond in particular single out Ant, like, you bullshit in the All-Star game. What are you doing?
That it goes back to Draymond. Part is what Kevin Garnett was saying. Like, y'all, I think he was saying, Kevin Garnett, was that the older players that we see now didn't teach the younger players
they ain't got no OGs.
How to play the game.
They ain't got no OGs.
How to play the All-Star game. How to make it entertaining, still get what you're looking for, but not overexert.
Well, look at Draymond. Draymond been All-Star?
Yeah, a couple times. Handful.
Last question before we move on to what do we got against the spread? Warriors make the play-ins?
Make the play-in? Like,
or playoffs?
Those are two different.
I'm playing play-in right now.
Okay,
they bench Clay, which is, I still don't believe that, but that's.
Ken, have you?
I was waiting.
I know. I got him on my
FIFA.
fantasy team. I know how awful it is, but that's disrespectful to play, bro.
How he been shooting is disrespectful.
Whatever his name is.
Ken, okay, we're gonna talk Clay real quick before we get into the play-in thing. Clay, and you know what, Ken? It goes beyond the numbers. It goes beyond him being able to guard somebody. I think I shared this clip with y'all where it was a game against Brooklyn. Steph did Steph things. He stepped back 3, dribbled between 2-3 dudes, back 3 in his mouth. The whole team is going crazy, and Clay's on the sideline like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, like, I understand you are going through personal things, but it's bigger than you. This is a game we need to win against a team we should win.
Wait, so you saying Steph was playing well and K was hating?
Yes, on the bench.
No way, bro.
I'll show it
That's
to you.
his homie.
Please send me the.
So you got to be happy for him. But Clay isn't. Clay is sour. Clay is internally sour, bro.
They try to get rid of him.
Clay is internally sour.
Yes. Wow.
They try to get rid of him. They got.
I thought this was just media stuff.
Nah. Clay is internally sour
this
right
is
now.
Outward pouting.
Yes.
Clay was the one you saw always doing this.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden you did.
So that was the real thing when he ain't dapped.
100%. 100%.
I thought he just didn't.
Clay is David Ruffin. You can't fire me.
Yep.
Ain't no temptation.
I made y'all.
Yep.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Draymond.
So
I mean,
yeah.
the part FIFA leaving out though is the money. I mean, Clay he's not gonna get money from the money he's expecting to get that he expected to get, and he missed out on money before when they left him off the All NBA team. He was supposed to get a Supermax, and they left him off the All NBA team for what is his name? He was playing point guard for the Celtics, and he came from the Hornets. I can't remember his name.
Kemba Walker.
They put him on the All NBA team over Clay, and Clay missed out on money, and then Clay ended up getting hurt back to back, And so now it's like he's never going to see that big contract that
Yeah.
he should have always gotten. And Golden State isn't going to offer it to him right
No, not at all.
That's more of where it's coming from than
That's a big part of it too. That business, the basketball on the court is an issue. The business off of the court is also an issue. But here's the thing, right? Like I think players have to, because Clay's what, 34 or 5? Like he
34.
Yeah, he's in his mid 30s now, and we know that that's obviously the tail end of your basketball life. And for somebody with his skill set, I still think he has miles on him, that serviceable miles, but at a reduced cost from a salary cap perspective and a reduced role. Mentally, he has to jump over them hurdles. Like whoever's gonna sign you, they're not signing you to be a superstar, bro. You're no longer a defensive stopper. You're a defensive liability. Can you take 6 to 7 shots a game and can you make 3 to 5 of them? That's your role. That's your role. Because the other aspect of this is, and I agree with Gilbert Arenas, what has Klay Thompson done to improve his game throughout his tenure in the NBA? Does he have a post game? Can he get to one of his shots? What is his shot that's not off of a pick, that's not off of him moving without the ball? You're 6'7", 6'8", shooting guard, small forward. You should be able to punish smaller guards in certain areas. Prime example, a teammate of his, Sean Livingston, had catastrophic knee injury, right? But every time he got into that game and they put a little 5'11", 6-foot point guard on, straight to the post, turnaround jumper, right? Can handle the rock, play make. What has Klay done? So this is going to be very interesting, but Klay is internally sour. Now, going to the Golden State Warriors, they can maintain a playing position. They can be between 7 and 10.
Right now they're at 9.
So
Now they're not. So the Lakers are at 10?
Yeah, they're at 9. The Lakers at 10. They're one game ahead of them.
They're hanging on.
That's
They are.
crazy.
The Jazz 4 games behind them, and the Rockets 6 games behind.
All right, them other two teams
So
are making
you
it.
think this revitalized lineup that Kerr seemed to have found with Kuminga, Pod, Nysky, and Steph, and Draymond, and who's the center they starting? Or who's the fifth person? Don't matter.
Looney, ain't it?
Wiggins.
Looney.
Wiggins, okay.
It ain't Looney.
Well, anyway, whoever that fifth person is.
Looney.
He ain't
They-
starting right now. I don't think I might be hurt.
Yeah, they really starting to figure things out with this rotation, with this lineup, versus and putting Klay on the bench. What happens when because these guys, I guess they do have a little bit of experience, but I don't know.
Wiggins has experience, Ken. Remember, we saw Wiggins, especially against the Dallas Mavericks
Moody
2 years
started
ago.
tonight.
Moody started tonight.
Yeah.
Wiggins 2 years ago against Dallas, we saw him take that jump with the tutelage of Andre Iguodala on the sideline. He definitely took a jump, so he has championship experience. Steph Curry, if all else fails, just give him the ball and move the fuck out the way.
Carrying these teams.
Clay had 25 tonight, which is pretty good.
That's good.
Realize that.
I think they're gonna have to go back to Klay at some point.
And you know what, Ken? You would hope that this time down, his body, mental, just at the end of the day, he's a champion. He's a 4-time champion, right? He needs to compartmentalize and get ready for the run. And if he can get ready for the run and be one of those X Factor type players where he comes off the bench and gives you 25, gets you 30, explodes for 30 in a quarter, because shooting don't go nowhere. Del Curry, and you put Del Curry in the corner. And you put Del Curry in the corner right now, the man gonna hit some threes. You know what I'm saying? Ken, the thing is mental with Klay Thompson now. He has to accept the diminished role, and he has to accept that he, like Jalen said, is not going to get the payday.
Yeah.
Those are mental hurdles. They're huge mental hurdles. But if he could compartmentalize that, get back to what this team needs him to do, because no longer it's the defensive thing. Kuminga and Wiggins got that, bruh. Don't worry about. Make shots, make timely shots, make good decisions, play good basketball, play Golden State basketball. You know what Golden State basketball is, nigga. You the
Right.
splash, brother.
Yeah, and the good thing is he can do it with the second unit now.
Yes.
So there's no pressure. You coming off the bench. You
You
playing
got
against
CP
the
feeding
lesser
you.
guy. Yeah, you got CP. You Your job is to come out there and bust some good shots in. You get it in. Pause. You get them shots off and do your thing. You're free to pull it.
Yep.
Hey,
Pause.
man, I'm gonna give it to you to go ahead and pass on to the next segment. But I just want to correct it in the chat. Yeah, he's making that money right now. He got a $190 million contract, but it was supposed to be like $225, so he lost $35 million.
Yeah.
And they offered him 2 years for $48. These niggas are paying Andrew Wiggins more than that. They gave Jordan Poole more than that. They gave Jordan Poole $140 for 4 years. And they offered him 24 years. Bro, like, now he feels insulted. Like, I would too. Y'all niggas gave Jordan Poole more money. Like, yeah, I would feel some way too.
Younger.
Yeah, RBG, Clay just in a shooting slump. He'll break out by postseason. I've been thinking he's been in a slump all regular season. Bro.
He has. He
Like,
has.
so
in
when
the
do you
off
think he's
2
gonna
years.
break out by now? Shit, they ain't the splash.
Yeah, you just need him in a couple. You don't need him every game to right. You don't need him every game to be that. You need him like tonight, for example. He led them in scoring. You need him on the game. Steph shot 4 for 16 from 3. You need him on a game when Steph's not having a great game.
But y'all said he had 25, right?
Yes. So you need him on a game like this when you need those points. And he comes in and does that. That's what you need. You don't need him every night scoring 25. You can't do that. Them days over.
He Duncan Robinson.
Pretty much.
Damn. All right, let's go to Shelters against the spread.